Okay. Is this better?
Yes, Lord Jesus. Huh.
Well, the computer is easier to type. All right. Um, question. How can a woman enjoy a guy that pops out all the time and needs help every single time to stay in? Is there a certain position that would be better in that situation? Is it her fault?
Our fault. Um, oof, that's a tough one. So now you got to have a conversation, right? You just got to have like realistic conversations. He's not going to be the long stroke guy because, like everybody in our minds, we're long stroke guys. And so, if you're not a long stroke guy, you have to have a gentle way to say, "Hey, you're not a long stroke guy. You're a short stroke guy. You got to stay close up. Like, we got to be here." So, as men, get a little excited when we get back there. It's just like it's a whole adrenaline rush, like things are happening, and it's called overplaying your stroke, right? And if you don't have it, you just don't have it. So being on top allows you to control things, but it's also if he doesn't know how to control himself, you're gonna make him like come quicker, right? So because y'all tuned in, I'm going to tell you tips of how to elongate ejaculation. Y'all ready? Yeah. Experience it. So I'm gonna tell y'all a couple of tips how to do this. Right? Does anybody have problems with this, with like they partner like ejaculating too quickly or like having that problem? Because whoever said the pop out question, you're going to have to kind of control the situation and be closer, right? More missionary close, more on top riding close, but not putting your legs up, but more need like more conventional positions to where it's not increasing the distance between you and him because he just doesn't have the distance to really do that. So you're going to have to like decrease that. And so from the back, from the side, you got to have a little bit of, length to be able to do those things because otherwise it is going to pop out. That's how you can control that. But if y'all have specific questions on prolonging ejaculation, I can answer those. There's some tips that you could do.
What about,
Yeah,
yeah, for a man or a woman? Because sometimes women come quick too.
they do, but y'all don't have a there's no refractory period. Why are you doing you don't need to. Y'all can just keep coming.
Yeah, but it's gonna be numb. So you gotta stop for a minute.
But it come right back though. Your refractory period is like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Once you hit 40 as a man, it ain't it's do it right the first time. Like it's ain't it's not it's a problem. All right. Yes, Jasmine, because you asked. So couple of different things. Put him to sleep. See, Raina? Look at that. Raina don't want to know the tips. She just want to make man come quick and go to bed. Anyway, this for the rest of y'all. So one thing that you can do, a couple of different things. Number one, when a man is about to ejaculate, right? The What'll happen is called like a cremasteric reflex, where the testicles will start to draw up. Everything is now pulling in to now ejaculate out, right? So if you are sensing climax and he has that look in his face that change, y'all know the look I'm talking about. When that look comes, you take your hand and you gently grab it. You stop first off. You need to slow down and stop, but you take your hand and you grab his testicles and you pull him down. right? You kind of you reverse the cremasteric reflex, and it's almost like pushing a reset button when you do that. So you can definitely prolong ejaculation if you do that. But if you see that face and you just, and you just keep going, goodbye, good night, going to sleep, it's over with. But that's one way to do it. Another way, and I got plenty of ways, but I'll give y'all two. I can't give them all to you one time. Y'all ain't gonna come back. So another way is if you're if you are riding him, right? If you are riding him and he gets that face, then you have him cross his legs, right? So if he crosses his legs as opposed to like keeping his legs open while you're riding him, it's also like hitting the reset button and making it more harder to ejaculate when doing that too. So you can have him do that. These are tricks that I'm giving you that you can give to him. Can't tell nobody else because I got to charge him. There you go.
All right. Should a woman remain with a man who needs blue pills?
All right. Does he need the blue pills or the blue pills actually work? Because there's a role for blue pills. You know, you may not need the blue pill, but a blue pill is a good time. It really is. It kind of changes the whole situation. But um, there are medical conditions in which a man needs a blue pill, right? So if it's still getting the job done, this is me as a man talking. Y'all got your own opinion. If it's still getting the job done and there's not a problem there, who cares that he's taking a blue pill, right? What's the end result is the end result. Now, if you had an issue with say they ain't doing you and not orgasm or whatever, then that's a different conversation. But he pop his blue pill and you getting what you need and he getting what he need, then so be it. Like don't make too much of an issue. At a certain point, some of y'all gonna have vaginal dryness after you go through menopause. Should he leave you because you got vaginal dryness? No. You get some Uber lube and go to work, fix the problem, keep it moving. So, some things we make some trivial issues, we make big deals about it. Yeah, and sometimes for women that don't understand things, that may be a sign that he's not into you or it's a lack of desire or arousal. But just like women have, issues with declining things that happen with older age, men do too. So if you love them, you want to be with them, then you kind of work around those things as long as you get the job done. You get the job done. So I wouldn't shine down on, the blue pill or whatever. You know, some people use the blue pill because they want to make a statement. And that's okay. You probably don't even know you done got blue pilled a couple times and you don't even know it. So, the fact that you know about the blue pill, don't, it is what it is. Just look at the end result and don't necessarily be like, oh my God, he's doing that. Like, as long as it's working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I say.
All right. So somebody asked in the chat, circling back to the cross his legs thing. Does the woman have to get down for him to cross his legs?
Not at all. Not at all. So if you're on your knees and you're on him, just slightly, well, no, not even, just put your weight on your knees as opposed to on your heels back. Like if you're sitting, if you're riding him, you're gonna be on your knees anyway, unless you standing up doing it, which some of y'all got about some of y'all got a good 45 seconds and it's over with that shit. But so if you're regular, if them knees ain't doing what they used to do. So if you are doing regular like riding him on your knees or whatever, just shift your weight to your knees as opposed to back on your heels and he can easily cross his legs and you won't even feel it the same way because it's not going to impact you. Now, he don't cross them over like that, but just cross them like over at the heels, basically. Not at the knees, but at the heels. And it's that works. It basically compresses the testicles and kind of really stops the cremasteric reflex same way without pulling down or holding. Just the tricks.
Is there any natural alternatives to blue pills like horny goat weed, herb, etc.?
People respond to different things. They may, people make claims about stuff like honey packs and everything else. Like, if it works, it works.
Juice,
You're right.
brownies.
Yeah, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But the blue pill works. 50 milligrams of sildenafil will change the situation. And if it doesn't, there's a problem there. 100%, it will work. So if you want 100%, you do that. All I got.
Um,
Or it's
being a
sildenafil. The Cialis is white. It works longer acting. It works very well too. Same thing.
Speaking of blue pills, I had a guy at the barbershop say that blue pills make your nose get stuffy too. Is that because of the increase of the blood pressure?
No, it's vasodilation. So it has to do with how it works in the body of dilating the blood vessels. So it's just shifting the blood. That's all. Shifting the
Okay.
blood down to the genital regions, and sometimes that can cause, some people will have that side effect. And how long do you pull the hold? Like, you don't have to keep holding. You need to stop for a second, pull it down and hold it down for maybe like 5 or 10 seconds, and then you can resume. The face will change. You'll get back. It's almost like pushing the reset button. You may have to do that again in a couple minutes, but it gives you a reset. But no, you don't have to keep holding them and keep doing it. You can do that. Um, like 5 or 10 seconds, pulling down, retracting. Don't pull them hard, please, Jesus. Soft, gently retract down, and it will reset. But if he didn't already start going, forget about it. You gotta do it before it start, but before the whole action start. He started coming already. You start just you're too late. It's over with. Goodbye,
Man down.
man. Oh shit, that's a good one. Hell no. That's too
um,
funny.
next question. What can happen if a man tears the vagina and causes it to tear so bad that you have to be seen at the ER?
Good Jesus. Slow down.
Man,
Slow
he out here
down.
wilding. We got a wild
Slow
group.
down. Listen, slow down. Slow down. Like, don't hurt yourself. Please don't hurt yourself. If that's happening, you gotta relax. Yeah, you can call some issues. If that tear is deep enough or what have you, and it's not repaired and people don't know how to repair it, you can disfigure things, you know. So I've seen it multiple times, and I've looked, and in all those cases, I'm just like, what the fuck was y'all doing? Was he running back from the kitchen and running and hopping in it? What the fuck? What that hurt him too? Like, what is happening? Listen. I had this one case. Um, I wasn't in residency. I think I was done. Man, this dude, what the thing she had? Like, he put something on himself and tore that girl up. Like, like she had so many cuts and rips in her shit, and it was like, what? How do you let someone do that to you? Like, don't do that. It cannot be pleasurable. If
That's what
you're
I was gonna say.
bleeding,
How is that even
right?
pleasurable?
If you are bleeding and hurting like that, it is not pleasurable. If it's not pleasurable, who gives a damn if he is feeling pleasure or not? Think about yourself first. That's crazy. Crazy work. No, yes, you can hurt yourself. You can disfigure yourself. Don't do that.
All right. Next question. Can a man pass BV from one woman to another woman?
Here we go with this shit.
You already know.
Yes, it is true. A man can pass BV from another woman to another woman. But also, a man can also pass BV from you back to yourself. Meaning, if you had BV from natural sources and you were treated for it, he never got treated for it. He could give you your BV right back. Right. So it does not always have to be community dick, Cola.
What, this was my question,
Yeah.
but I know
Doesn't
I
always
set
have
the
to be
tone.
fucking community dick with
I
all
know
of this
I
shit
set
y'all
the
been
tone.
talking. Yeah,
It's
I
a
know you
trigger
said the
for
tone.
me.
I know it's a very much trigger for you. It's not always community dick. Jesus Christ. Things happen. It's not an STD. It's not because he stuck his dick somewhere else. You could get BV naturally. I
You
had this
can.
Hispanic.
I
I
didn't
had
say
this.
that. See,
Yeah.
now Dr. Johnson, it's a trigger, but we after we had a long talk about it and you explained things thoroughly as the great provider that you are,
Thank
I
you.
came back and said, I'm just saying you can't rule that out. So now, you know how you say everything got to be on the table? I'm using your
Yes.
own words the
It's
same
true.
way you talk to me.
This is true.
Everything have to be on the table. So I just said you can't rule it out. I'm not saying
This
it's
is
a
true.
cause.
But to that point, whenever they hear the term community dick,
Oh, it's a
it
trigger.
don't matter what I say.
Yep.
We're done. We're done.
The
We're done.
conversation shut
It's
down.
done. It's shut the fuck down. It's like, yeah, nah, fuck him now. He know this, but he's still a nigga at the end of the day. Fuck it. He ain't gonna hear shit I got to say. Nothing. Not
It's
a
a
one
trigger.
word. It is over. Y'all are so triggered by this fucking community dick theory that it is nothing that can be said after that. Once the compound word community dick comes into any conversation, everything that is male focused that comes from a man is not heard. We're done there. We're done. It becomes a complete soundboard women's forum at that point. We're done.
But some of the scenarios that I come up with, my husband be like, "Who hurt you? Like you
Right.
are nuts. Like you is crazy." He'd always think I'm crazy. But all I'm just saying is that it can't be. I learned a lot from you, and so now I'm changing to say that it just can't be ruled out.
Okay. That's fair. Like I'm not just a total like I'm fair.
But I do
And a
agree that
man,
it can come from natural sources because I definitely had a
absolutely.
situation before where mine was not from that, and I paid extra for them to say, "Could you tell me the exact bacteria? Because I need to know if I'm going to the Thompson Center and getting a divorce." Poor child.
Uh, oh, Sean. Oh, Sean. Yeah. So you're taking your vinegar baths, not you, but you're taking your vinegar baths and wonder why you get BV. Don't blame him. You did that. You gave him BV, treated yourself, and now he gave you that shit right back. And now you about to kill him and divorce him and strangle him and call all types of shit on him, whatever. And then you're the culprit.
It's an
Gotta
old
love, gotta love y'all. Gotta love y'all. Got to.
All right, next question. If you wear a butt plug during the day to be more loose or relaxed for anal later in the evening, is that damaging the muscles long term?
No, but to that point, the external anal sphincter is a delicate layer of tissue, right? And so, though it has elasticity and rigidity to it, just like the vagina, it has its limitations. You have to be very careful with anal sex, right? Because look at some of your homosexual counterparts, right? Some of these gentlemen have fecal incontinence because of their sexual choices. And that shows you that there is a limit that your external anal sphincter can take. Now that's a big limit. So some of those gentlemen take vast and wide, you know, sources of penetration, pause. And so that may not be you, but to that point, if you thoroughly enjoy anal intercourse, you need to be very careful because you can compromise your anal sphincter with time. The vagina is elastic. You can do whatever you want. A vagina can take a 10-pound baby coming through it and snap back like ain't nobody business, you know? Um, but the anal sphincter is not as resilient. If it's 10 pounds coming through that anus, you're gonna have a problem. Things are gonna be leaking, things that you don't want leaking. So just be very careful with that. Butt plugs are small. Certain penises are very large balls, and they can cause some things to damage if they are consistently put through that space. So just be careful. That's all I got for that.
All right. How can you manage pain with sex while waiting for fibroid surgery?
What happened now? How can you do what? Waiting for fibrosis?
How can you manage pain with sex while waiting for fibroid surgery?
E. So it depends on where the fibroids are at, right? So if you it and that comes with an exam, and that's that with every consultation. Just like I had two cases today where the woman came with her husband, and I had to preface why this man is sitting there while I'm asking his wife about pain with intercourse and explain to him why I'm asking that. And that's one of the biggest things about it, because if you are having it really just depends on where your fibroids really are located and how they're pushing into the vagina. For instance, if you are if you have like more posterior or more fibroids that are pushing into the back of your vagina, um, then it may it may be better just depending on how you lay to go from the back, because the fibroids are pushing out back like this. You curve your back that way, and then so the penis can slide down where fibroids are not in the front of the cervix, right? Whereas if they're located and pushing into the vagina from the way, then the back may not be going from the back, maybe problematic. And certain missionary points are better because you kind of change it and the penis angles some, or going from the side, or being able to control it yourself. So if you can't get an exam, you can't. Rena, you got a problem. And so you may have to be able to control it by being on top to put him where you don't feel the pain. And then once you put him where you don't feel the pain, then now you know where your fibroids are situated and what is going to be okay during sex until you get the problem fixed. So those are just some thoughts as far as where fibroid locations are. Some women have so horrible fibroids that everything is getting pushed into the vagina. I literally had one patient, what have you, that us to this day, I don't understand how she was having sex with her husband. I have no idea. It was like, he must have the smallest penis in the world because literally everything was pushing down her vaginas like this. And I literally could only get my finger up above her fibroid. to her vagina like this. So I'm like, how is this man pleasing him or you this way? I don't know, but they were doing it. Um, so just like anything else, from a woman's perspective, you got to be able to please yourself before you tell somebody else how to please you. So if you're having significant pain with sex from fibroids, control the situation, get into the position where it's comfortable for you, and then you can kind of teach him and kind of put him in areas where positions are more comfortable and kind of find out what helps and what works for you.
So I also I didn't have pain with sex, but I had real bad pain after sex. And I agree with Rena. Like it got to the point where I could only give or receive oral. Like I couldn't have sex, period. And that
Bet,
went on for a year before I saw you.
bet. I don't know
Yeah,
how you how,
I couldn't.
yeah,
It just was too painful. Like it was nothing that
that
you could do. But it
was a
wasn't
lot.
during. It was so bad after. It just got
Mm,
bad.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Question in the chat. What are your thoughts on Benoit or Kegel balls?
Um, Pickleball are okay. Like it's strengthening strengthens your pelvic floor and strengthens the muscles that support your vagina. So I'm not against those. It's just like exercises for your vagina. It's that they're fine. I endorse that. Especially if you're having any type of issues with breast incontinence or any like pelvic floor things or what have you. They're absolutely very, very helpful. Um, but yeah, I endorse those.
Is it possible to get an infection in your vagina if your partner is going back and forth from orally to rimming, eating groceries? Rimming, I guess, is eating groceries.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. So you're you know you're putting particulates of an area that should never. It's like wiping back to front, right? You asked your question right there. Mama told you never wipe from back to front, always front to back, right? That's for a reason. Same shit. Just same way you're not gonna let them go on you anal and then come back to the vagina. Same shit. There you go. And what was the other
Um,
question?
how do you maintain a healthy libido?
Oh, all right. Y'all ain't gonna like this shit. Um, a lot of times that women come to me and start talking about the libido or they don't feel like having sex or what have you, it has minimal to do with what's happening on the inside of your body, but everything that's going on in your external environment. If you're stressed, you can have problems, bills due, whatever is going on. If you're arguing with your partner, that plays a role in it. Like if you don't find him attractive, if you like do stuff that he does annoys you or whatever, it can really play a role that you don't even see. Can It's not maybe not so much that you lacking or not wanting sex, but you are so committed into your monogamous situation and know that you have to be there and you have no other options. But being there, you just aren't into it like you were. So you gotta, find the source or the cause. And if that's the case, you can't go nowhere. You're gonna have to get counseling and kind of figure out what those issues are. Because there's no pill that you're gonna get that's gonna make somebody more desirable or attractive or whatever to you, or make your situations less stressful or less problematic. You got to get to um, the root of the problem first. And if there is no root of the problem, then we start talking about other things. But 9 times out of 10, it starts there. If you ask some very pointed questions about levels of stress and how you feel about your partners or whatever, you probably will peel back a lot of things that are in there that are causing the problem.
All right. Question in the chat. Can bacteria in the vagina cause a man who performs oral to have flu-like symptoms?
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. When a man, listen, if you love him, have him mouthwash gargle after it. 100%. You will have. If you don't, anytime I do it, like I am, like gotta gargle, gotta do, because wake up sore throats and all that shit. Like it's bacteria. It's there, and even if you're not like, which you shouldn't be, but the heat's its own or whatever. Putting your tongue and all that stuff, it even around, even at the clitoris, like it's just it just all gets mixed in together. And so at that point, just like you urinate after sex, you should also be using mouthwash and gargling. Same way when you do to him too, because he going in, y'all doing everything, everybody licking saliva and shit going everywhere. Absolutely, you can have them type of symptoms. So urinate, wash, mouthwash, all that shit before you go to bed. This is a very interesting conversation. Everybody missing this shit, but this is pretty good. Y'all should be getting a lot of information here.
Can a woman pass HPV to a woman she's having sex with?
Yes, she can. Yes, she can. I just had a, I hate to use the word stud, but that's what she was. Like they came in here,
Little Duval.
I came in here, and she ain't had her pass smear, in a while. And like, well, actually, no, it was the this older. Actually, no, I'll take it back. The two she didn't have it, but a this woman, I mean, she mid like late 50s, mid to late 50s, old school, had wingtip shoes and shit. Like you could just tell she was just like, I ain't had sex with a woman. I'm my daughter 20 some years old. Like she knows she got a strap on and had no parts of nothing in her vagina. Sure as shit. I swabbed her and she has HPV for sure. She got high risk HPV. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I had no idea. I don't get into their business. But she sure as shit had high risk HPV. So the answer to that question is yes, you can. Um, and that's not the first time this happened. It's happened multiple times. I've seen it. Hey, I'm just keeping it a buck. Like, this is me on my element. I just, do what I do.
Have you ever had a patient that was um a female, but they look so much like a man? Like you was like, are you sure you have to like they looks that much different?
No, that's one thing about like I can't get for like I know a woman. I know like I don't give a damn how manly she is. I know she's a woman. I had some very, very convincing uh, female gentlemen that, have come in.
You know, I tried to keep a straight face. I tried. I tried. You had a thing.
some female gentlemen, some very, some very handsome women that have come in here, and I'm sure there's some strap on gods out here, but I know they're a woman. I still know you're a woman for sure. Like you can't, like you're a woman. Just one I can see. I can see it now. People can't, because I deal with women every day, all day. It's very difficult. Just like I could really typically pinpoint like age, even if a woman looks like phenomenal, I can kind of figure out how old she is without even, it's just kind of natural for me just from being doing it a long time, long time, long time. Same way with just understanding that's the woman. Even though she looked like a man, she got a whole relationship. She walked like a man and all that stuff, got strap on, everything. I can see you a woman.
Okay. I like female gentlemen. If the fibroids are pushing into the vagina, will the surgery give immediate resolution, even though you have to wait a certain time frame before having sex post the myomectomy?
Hmm. They push it in the vagina. That means they're giving you problems. Yeah, you'll feel an immediate difference. Yeah, for sure.
All right. And then the last question that I have submitted is it possible to get an STD in different parts of the body at the same time?
Goddamn right. Yes, it is. Yes. Yes, you can get chlamydia in the throat. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes. Seen it? Absolutely. You can. I mean, you still have it. It's still the same thing, right? You got a chlamydia infection. Regardless, you're gonna have to take antibiotics to do it. So if you got chlamydia in your genitals, you got it everywhere. It's your body. But can you get chlamydia from doing oral? You damn skippy. And it's exactly what you gave oral at. Chlamydia in the throat is a real thing. I can't with your face.
This is
It's
really I learned
y'all,
so
it's
much.
immature, man.
You make Now, this was excellent. I mean, the questions were definitely thought provoking, and it's still educational. Like, even though,
Yeah,
I mean, we all grown, so, and we all got mamas, and we all got here some kind of way. So, I mean,
thanks.
but I think it was very, very informative, and it's things that you don't think about sometimes until you have somebody that's, like you said, a medical professional and like really break it down to you.
Yeah. My thing is like, just like when we was doing the whole, get the damn, what's the,
Oh, you talking about during COVID? I didn't know yet,
yeah, what's
but
the, you ain't on me
Renita
yet?
was on the Clubhouse.
Yeah, Renee, Clubhouse. Yeah, Renita was like, she was the whole catalyst with that thing, whatever. Like, we had like, these type of conversations, this shit, we ain't had nothing to do. It's COVID. We doing this shit damn near every day. It was like crazy. And like, people was having this question. And my biggest thing to it was, it's crazy just being in the middle of it, being a man and dealing with women all day, every day, the problems, the issues, and hearing y'all and understanding where y'all coming from and your thoughts. Of course, I'm not a woman, but I'm around women so much in my day and life that get it. Like, I get it way more than most men. But then also being a man and being in them type of conversations, man, and their understanding about women and women's understanding about men, I mean, the middle ground understanding that y'all don't know shit about each other.
Yeah,
There's so many, like, the things that women think that men like and think that float men's boat and all of this stuff. You have no fucking clue. And women get on these forums and shit, and they get on these soundboards and they get to advising each other or whatever. And it's like they be so wrong. And it's like you're advising another woman about what men like. Can't do that. Like, it's like you're wrong. And then men having a conversation, trying to talk to each other about to do this or whatever, how please women, like, you're wrong. And so I thought, just being the conduit between that, being a gynecologist and being a man, to be able to kind of bridge the gap and educate, that would be something that people would be, want to do. But in truth, women think they know everything. Most of them, not all of them. Like, some women are just like, "Hey, I kind of want to hear what the hell is going on. I respect it. Let me hear it." Like you guys. And then men are automatically like, "Nah." When they get uncomfortable having these conversations or asking other men about this stuff too or whatever. So it don't go. It goes well for the people that get it, but it's not as wide of a conversation as I thought that it would be. you know. But it just goes to the point of why we don't, a lot of times, don't truly. get happiness, while a lot of shit ends in divorce and relationships go kaput or whatever because everybody thinks they know everything and nobody wants to have hard conversations or learn about each other. That's it.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
can't you can't you can't bring their ass on. They don't do that. They not go just like when we have our conversations like on lives and stuff like on IG or whatever. You look in there, it'll be a couple of men pop in there, but for the most part, it's just women. They don't want to hop on there.
Yeah,
And even if I say like we talking about sex or whatever, this is a safe space, whatever. They really want to talk about it.
yeah, they want to talk
I
about it
try.
in the barbershop, like you said, in the
Right.
leading the blind.
Yeah. Exactly. Was in there tearing that ass up. Like, come on, bro. You're not. You're not. Because they have these conversations with me, and I know you're not. But you say whatever the fuck you ever say what the fuck you want to say. Okay, if that's what you think you're doing. All right. Fuck around and you find out. You look up 2 years later, she gone because you think you're doing all of this shit. And
But it's
it's
women
over
that
with.
it be in groups too, talking about I got platinum and stuff like that, and you be
He
like,
fucking,
well,
well, he
ain't
fucking your
nothing
friend.
for it.
Ain't fucking your friend. You're okay. You need more people. Don't get it twisted. Get it twisted. But okay, if you think so, mama.
Right?
If you think
Yeah,
so,
it be a lot of, like you said, it be a lot of blind leading the blind.
it do.
Because I work in a beauty shop, and then when my son was young, and I was a single mom, I used to have to go to the barber shop. Plus, I got all male cousins, brothers, and the
Hmm.
conversations is just be like what they say: women from Venus, and men are from Mars. It's
Hmm.
totally different types of thinking. Oh, okay,
Big
sorry. It's a
facts.
question in the chat. Can sperm survive?
Just of note, didn't I tell y'all? She always got one on deck. Always.
She gonna have a question.
Always. Always she coming with one. Told y'all. Right on cue.
I didn't see it at first. Sorry, the iPad moves it too, like a
Uh, don't worry.
um,
She got one.
can sperm survive in the body post ovulation if you're practicing fertility awareness method? At what point during the cycle is it safe to have sex without a condom and just do the pull out method?
Great question. So the egg will survive anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. Sperm can stay viable in the body for up to 5 days, 3 to 5 days. So if you ovulate on the 15th of the month and you have sex on the 10th, it is still a possibility that you have viable sperm there that can fertilize that egg. Or if you have if you have ovulate on the 15th and then you have sex on the 17th, it's a possibility that that egg can still be viable enough to be able to be fertilized by the sperm. So you have literally probably about a 7 to 10 day window of which you can get pregnant throughout the month. So you have to be careful. Yes, it's great to um, look at your ovulation, but days before you ovulate and at least 3 days after you ovulate, that week, that 8 days or so, you want to be extremely careful. That's the physiology behind it. You can definitely control pregnancy naturally if you understand your ovulation cycle and understand the rules that I just told you. If it's right after your period, on your period, right before your period, you can do whatever the hell you want. It's not gonna happen.
All right.
There it is.
Anybody? Oh, they talking to storyteller.
Oh, where's she at?
She in
He
here.
falls via. She
She
said
sound
that's
like
why
her
she
like
was like, get so wait. You should. How you feeling? She just left the hospital yesterday. Well, you got a whole bunch of stuff to look. It's gonna be posted, so you can look at this. This went kind of crazy.
Yeah, we learned a lot.
Yeah, you had a lot going on. So she had 100 fibroids removed on Tuesday. She
Wow.
recovering, but she'll be good. Still got to drain in and come in Monday. So you still see I'm still in this damn hospital, and I can't leave up out here.
But you are going home when we done.
Yeah, I gotta finish this one note, and then I'm gonna get out of here.
All right. Well, we've been on an hour and a half, so I think we gonna have to do part three, or we good? Or we do a half and half, or we'll let the
Yeah, we'll do a part if
yeah,
that. Man, I listen. I give the people what they want.
right. We'll let the
You know,
community
if
decide.
y'all will let your community decide, it's up there. Like tell the cohorts and then come on in. Like it's so much better when everybody in here and like being interactive and hopping on, asking questions and stuff. Like this is dope. But I let y'all dictate what we talk about. You know, if y'all want to have more of these like type of uh conversations, let's have them. Y'all want to get back into the nitty gritty of our health and stuff, whatever. Let's do that. Like whatever y'all want to do, y'all let me know. I'm
And it
down
can be
for it.
both, because when we used to do when we used to do Instagram, it would be mixed in. Like I would have some of everything. Like it wasn't always
Mm.
just one flow. We do try to have a topic to spark conversation, but you still welcome to bring whatever you ask.
No, I'm so glad you said that, Rena. I gotta go in my inbox and get it and start scheduling and schedule it. I sure do. I'm so glad you said that. I gotta look in there because you sent that to me, Cola. Right? It was
Yeah,
a
it would have
massage.
been in a place though, but it's
I
yeah.
know. I gotta. I
If
Yeah. I gotta search it.
I have it, if you don't.
Yeah. Send it to me again. I know I do. I gotta help.
Y'all
I
get
know I do for
suspended
sure.
too.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I gotta get another assistant too. So like Celeste is gonna be leaving, so that's what I'm like
Oh,
interviewing and doing. That's a whole nother saga. So
oh,
um yeah, so Janae hooked me over somebody. I'm interviewing her now, and then if there's anybody else I need to make some final decisions. So um yeah, you missed some good shit. You missed some good shit. It went crazy. It went crazy. Yeah, she'll be here like Celeste will be here for like another week, and then I gotta figure out my new assistant. I have to have an assistant. I gotta like really start delegating some of this stuff because I'm swamped. It's getting crazy.
yeah. Don't be afraid to delegate.
Yeah, delegate. Yeah, virtually, but I don't want them to be locally because most of the stuff is virtual, but it's you know, certain things like just to have somebody just that is in the area to be able to do it is great too. But yeah, most of the stuff is virtually. All right, let's get off of here.
All right. Well, thank you again for your time. I saw somebody say, "What's up with the challenge?" That's coming soon. Um, it
Um,
they the because we gonna do a some type of motivational challenge.
Okay,
It might be, I don't know exactly which one it's gonna be yet, but Errol and I already was talking about it. We was
so I
gonna
put it in there. Put it in there for everybody. So like the grand open is next Saturday. Like y'all should have got emails. I put the post in the discussion or whatever. So if y'all are around, come through. Come celebrate. Like I said, ain't no me without y'all. So come through. Eat, drink, be merry. Have a good time. So.
Yes, Rena, please take me to the place in Park Forest. Text me. I want to go to that track. I haven't been to Rich East since my son used to play little football on their field.
Mm.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. There will be a challenge. We haven't picked which one, but we definitely got a lot of the feedback, and then we'll schedule the next live in probably like 2 weeks. We'll put
Like a
a
plan.
topic, and then we'll also ask for what people want to talk about too.
Yeah, what people want to talk about, like, because people that come regularly, like, I think y'all get picky a little about what you want to talk about. So, um, yeah, whatever y'all want to talk about, like, whatever y'all want to know, like, let's tailor the discussion about what you want. Get the people what they want. I'm all about it.
Yes. And I'm off Saturday, so I will definitely be at the open house because I'm never off on Saturday early. I'm off in the
So,
evening, but not early. But I'm off that day, so I blocked it off. Nobody could book me that day.
no, yeah, so I'll be talking and like just giving like a women's health talk as well too, like beforehand. So it should be real dope.
Yes, I can't wait. I'm so happy for you. You deserve it.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, my peoples.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining, and
Yeah.
we'll continue. See you next
All right.
time.
Yeah. So it'll be posted. So anybody that didn't see it, they can check it out.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you. Bye bye.
All right.